This show is proudly brought to you by the #Me Network.
The only ladies
Pointless.
I seem to get these days are virtual ladies. So, they can smash out
what I
like
just
power
said.
chords and stuff like that, or it'll make you.
Yeah, well, I'm completely untalented.
Welcome to GameCast ANZ, the Trans-Tasman Gaming Podcast, brought to you by #me.co.nz in association with thosegamers.com. I'm Matty.
I'm Fid McAwesome.
I'm Ben.
And this is our gaming podcast. Now, we haven't had one for a little while, and there's been a ton of action in the game scene.
It has. It's funny that we went silent right after, or right before all the good games sort of came out, so you can tell what we've been doing for the last month.
Yeah, that's right. Well, yeah, and we did record 2 shows in about 3 days, so.
This is true.
That's right. So we had a well-earned break and some time to play some games. So what's been the top of your playlist?
Benny.
There's too many. I've been playing everything, mate. I've been playing WWE 2K16, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Fallout 4, Black Ops 3, Guitar Hero. I'm sure I've missed something out there.
Yeah,
as well.
bound to have. It's been a big month.
You're a bit of a gun on the Guitar Hero, aren't you? You fancy
yeah.
yourself as a rock star?
I do, yeah. Yep. The only ladies I seem to get these days are virtual ladies, so I'll take any form of lady that I can.
What did you think of Guitar Hero? Because I've been jamming on that as well myself.
Yeah, I'm quite a fan of it. If anyone who's heard a rock band in the past is in for a rude shock this time around, though, because they've changed the controller.
I know, and it is a hell of a lot more difficult, I reckon.
Yeah, well, it depends what difficulty you're on. If you play just on the novice or the beginner, whatever it's called, you only the controller's now got 6 buttons instead of just 3 or 4. So it's 3 on top of 3, and if you play on the basic settings, then beginners can get into it by just using like all of the bottom buttons. But if you crank up the difficulty, you'll start to have to use a combination of top and bottom buttons. And then if you really crank up the difficulty, you've then got, heaps of extra buttons to push.
Yeah.
Top and bottom of your jams.
So having 6 buttons, does it assign 1 per string or something on a higher level?
I think it's more to be like the top 3 buttons, like the top 3 strings, and the bottom 3 buttons are the bottom 3 strings.
That's
so you
pretty
can
much what
play
I just said.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can smash out like power chords and stuff like that, or it'll make you hit sort of one string and the other, and yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's very busy.
See, I found it was harder for me on the lower settings than it was on, say, the mid to high settings, because the buttons combination and the strokes on the guitar didn't feel like the song sounded.
Yeah, it can get tricky though when you've got to try and say press like top button far left and bottom button far right.
Yeah. I agree with
At the same
that.
time, trying to think it's going like that. But just getting into the flow of being a rock god, you really want to get a combination of top bottom. Do you do the constant strum, like the up down strumming? I'm just like constant down.
Yeah, constant flicking down.
Yeah.
I actually had a lot of trouble.
I can only flick one way.
I actually had a lot of trouble getting the bloody guitar to sync as well when I first plugged it in.
On PS4?
Yeah, on the PS4.
I've noticed that, it does have a few sync issues, and like if you happen to accidentally push a wrong button or something and it takes you out of the game, that's like disconnected my controller, and the only way to get it to work is to like turn off the game and put it back in and all sorts.
Yeah, but when I got playing, I do love the new Guitar Hero Live. I thought that was an awesome concept of actually having a live concert that you're interacting with, and it's absolutely hilarious when you're doing a bad job because the other band members are harassing you and looking at
Give
you.
you funny looks on stage.
Yeah. But yeah,
And GHTV's cool too.
GHTV is cool, and I like the fact that they're updating it with new songs every couple of weeks.
Yeah, there's like 300 or 400 songs or something. That's insane.
Yeah. I see you can actually pay real cash as well if you want to get more points and stuff, but I haven't had to do that.
Because you're so good.
I've seen no. Yeah, I think you sort of get enough credits each day and enough credits from playing that you shouldn't really need to buy content unless you're just fucking slaying it all day long. But then, like anything, wouldn't you get a bit sore?
I think it's not bad for the casual gamer.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you might get a bit low if you're trying to do it for a party or something.
Yeah.
Well, I've only played it once, and that was the other night in Auckland at the PlayStation 20th anniversary event. And I couldn't hear the music, so I didn't know what I was jamming along. I was just trying to time it with the buttons.
Yeah.
And what was coming up on the screen. And it seemed all right. I've never been a fan of those pretend guitar games and stuff. It seems a bit pointless.
Boo.
I like the idea of playing a real guitar. Sorry.
No, I don't like the idea of playing a real guitar. Hate real guitars.
Yeah, well, I'm completely untalented musically, so a plastic guitar plugged into a console is about the closest I'm going to get to becoming a rock god.
Yep. Although back in the day it was really good because my old man is actually a real drummer, real life, real sticks, real drums. And back in the day I was playing rock band using the old guitar, and it was the first time me and Dad was ever able to jam together.
Oh, okay. It'd be interesting to see what a real guitarist thinks of this game.
It's beautiful. I think I think it teared up a little bit there, Ben.
Ask Ross. We'll have to ask Mr. Ross McDougall from Saving Grace. He probably knows what it's like. Well, he would know what it's like to play a real guitar. He's an Axeman. A real life Axeman in a heavy metal band.
Okay, so the other game that's been dominating everyone's lives, Fallout 4.
Never heard of it.
Now, you're saying, Matt, that you haven't had a chance to play it yet?
Well, there's probably been chances where I could have played it, but I've had other things on. I've just been really busy.
Oh.
I just see people like typing furiously on their keyboard to send comments through right now, abusing you, Matt.
What do you mean you've got a copy and you haven't played it yet?
Yeah.
Well, I turned it on the other day, and it was like, oh, you got to create a character. And I was like, oh, who's got time for that? I just wanted to run around and shoot things, but...
Yeah.
So I started creating my character, and then I lost interest and I changed games.
Yeah.
You know what? I actually felt the same way at first. I know it's probably blasphemous, but I found it really quite slow to get into.
Okay, see, I got right into it straight away.
Nah, the whole, like Maddie said, I know everyone loves the blowing loads over that player creation type stuff and making yourself a man with boobs or whatever you want to do, but I just want to get in and play. And then when we could get in and play, the start was a bit slow for me, and I obviously, since have to review it, I had to force my way through it a bit, and then it picked up. I must admit it picked up for me, but yeah, I think I'll probably get some hate mail too about Fallout 4. It's definitely a very good game, but for me, I feel like it's just too slow to get into it.
Yeah, see, okay, for the first 2 days, I absolutely loved it. I spent a good hour on my creation of my character. I got right into it. Loved the start of the game. And what I did love about it is that I've never been a Fallout player before, so this is my first time playing it. And I did wonder if it was going to affect it. This is the fifth time. And so I thought, okay, the story's already well established. I'm going to have to know stuff, but I haven't had to know anything at all. I got a few pointers from friends, though, who have played it previously, so it was like, make sure you keep everything and all of that. However, like I said, I only played it for 2 days because my wife, Carice McAwesome, she got on it and sat on it for like 2 weeks straight.
Wow.
This is rude.
Yeah, but she's absolutely loved it. And it's a game that's not too bad to sit and watch someone else play as well.
Yeah, you're cracking up a bit on us there, Fid.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a game that's not too bad to watch somebody else play.
Mm-hmm. You
Yeah.
don't get a lot of games like that, eh?
Yep.
No, I'd say the last one that I enjoyed watching people play would have actually been Until Dawn.
Yeah.
And Rise of the Tomb Raider is good for that too.
Oh, is it? So
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. The last time I played it was at XONZ.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good for that.
Yeah, I'm enjoying that one. I like the button layout. It's quite intuitive. They seem to have picked the right buttons for everything, for how to jump and grab and do all those sorts of things. So that's quite good. It seems to come naturally.
Yeah, it does go really well, and I feel like the pacing is quite good too. Like, it's quite a large open world, but you're never too far away from a story, and when you venture outside of the story, it doesn't feel like you're getting too far off the beaten track. It still feels like you're actually working towards an objective.
Yeah.
Too many games, I just feel like Watch Dogs, where if that was a weird cough, where you've got like this really supposedly important story, and then you can just wander off and like go hack a camera and watch someone play with themselves. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
my family's been kidnapped.
It's like
go
everything's
and
on
check out
hold, while you're doing it.
Yeah. I really love my family, but I just need to go play a drinking game in the pub first. So, it's Rise of the Tomb Raider doesn't have that problem. Looks fantastic and plays really well too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's a good mix of like action sequences and figuring stuff out.
Yep.
So you do have to do a bit of exploring, but it's not boring.
It's fun.
It sounds like it's very familiar to the old Tomb Raider. Then, if it's got a bit of wandering and a bit of shooting and still got a mix of puzzles as well.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you'll have a little bit where it goes slow motion, and you've got to act and think quickly, or you're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems to be a common trend in games now, though.
It does, yeah. But I'm really loving the Tomb Raider reboot, though. I really love the way they've gone back to Tomb Raider roots, the early years of Lara Croft, before she got augmentation.
Yeah.
That's right, before she got those giant pointy boobs.
Yes. Yeah, that's something that I hear the surgeons are going for these days. They're going for the pixel boob.
That would be quite cool to see, wouldn't it? Go to a maybe a special gentleman's club that specialises in pixel boobs, where you can go and check them all out.
Whilst playing video games, of course. Whilst playing video games.
That's why it's a gentleman's club, because we'd be playing games. That's right.
Yeah.
Being served drinks by pixelated booby girls.
Yeah. Perfect. Anyway.
So another game I've been playing is one that is it's not a new title, but I've only sort of got my hands on it for the first time, and that is the Walking Dead Telltale Games series.
Ah, yes. I picked that up as part of the
Games with Gold?
Games.
Yeah.
Funny though, because it was Games with Gold on Season 1 Games with Gold on Xbox, and then Season 2 with PS Plus.
It's exactly what I was just about to say. So good, I've been able to play the first season and get into that, and then jump over to the other console and play Season 2, which I can see why people have raved about this game for so long.
Yeah, it's quite funny.
Must be nice to jump to another console.
I was just about to say, to the people who don't have two consoles, I say,
wankers. You guys, you elitist mofos.
Hey, I've only had the second console for a month now,
Well, it's a month more than I've had 2 consoles.
Hey, and I only have both consoles by choice because I need to review games and I don't want to seem biased towards one console.
Yeah.
Oh,
If
yeah?
someone came around to my house and said, you've got a gaming website, you've only got a PS4 or you've only got an Xbox One, you're biased. And I'm no fanboy. I'm a fanboy of gaming in general.
Yeah. So have you got a Nintendo Wii U?
I don't consider that gaming.
That's
Hey,
not...
one thing on the Nintendo, though, is apparently it's all but confirmed that the new NX is going to come out next month, and they're sort of speculating this due to the fact that all of Nintendo's big publishers have gone radio silent for the last couple of months.
Wow.
They're not announcing anything they're working on. They're not doing interviews about anything they're working on. So they're sort of speculating that this is because, they must be working on the new dev kit.
Well, they haven't told us anything for ages, so... What's new?
It's probably just that they've... It's probably just that they've figured...
It'd be interesting to see how this round goes. There has been news that's come out this week that Nintendo have signed an agreement with Foxconn. Anyone who knows anything about tech will know that Foxconn are Apple's manufacturers.
Yeah, so they're
dodgy
putting
one, aren't they?
mobile chips into their consoles. Nice.
Apparently, they're just going to be manufacturing the new console, but they've ordered something like 20 million units for release, which is ridiculous because, like, even the PS4 only sold something like 9 million.
No, it's actually an ingenious plan because that will last them their entire life cycle. So they'll be able to pay for the machines at today's prices and not have to worry about inflation for the next 30 years.
I think it sounds like they're just hoping like hell that they're going to be able to sell 20 million.
20 million's a bit hopeful.
It's ridiculously hopeful.
Someone probably needs to... I think someone's been smoking too many weird substances over there.
Yeah. So has anyone had a chance to play on Battlefront yet?
No.
No.
I didn't get Battlefront, unfortunately. I'd love to be playing it. It's a sore point.
I think all three of us got to go on the beta.
Yeah, how do we go on the beta? But
yeah, stormtroopers are still too good at shooting.
Yeah.
It's not authentic.
Yeah, so I haven't had a play on the full game, but I did read somewhere the other day that they reckon sales have been quite disappointing for it.
Really?
Yeah.
I was chatting to our one of the distributors over here about it, and he said it's been going crazy over here.
Okay, so at least in New Zealand it's been doing well.
Yeah, reckons just because it's got the Star Wars brand on it, it's just going nuts.
Yeah. Be interesting to see how that PS4 sells as well with the Vader on the side.
Yes, if someone wants to give me one, please do.
We did all attempt to win one the other week.
We didn't. We did, yes. And
Lady
for those
Hawk.
of us in New Zealand, the person, yes, Miss Lady Hawk herself, is now spending time with Darth Vader.
Yep, pushing Vader's buttons.
Yep.
We did plot whether or not to tackle her down on the way out the door.
there's not much to her, is there?
No.
We could have rolled her pretty easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, although everyone who was there were big Lady Hawk fans, so we probably would have got the bash, but we would have at least had a console for a couple of minutes. A bit like Roman Reigns with the WWE title.
Oh, we're going to go there.
Yep.
Hey, why don't we segue then into WWE 2K16? What have you thought about it?
Mixed feelings.
Yeah?
Mixed feelings. The create the build your WWE superstar mode frustrates the life out of me just because it's painful to work your way up, and I think I went 20 matches and won like one match.
Yeah.
And that was only because there was a scripted segment where the guy I was fighting got the bash beforehand and he had like no energy before we fought, so it was a quick pin and I was out of there. But when you just control superstars who actually know what they're doing, it's a really good game.
Yeah, see, I spent a lot of time in the showcase. So it's the story of Stone Cold Steve Austin from Woe to Go.
Yep.
And I've absolutely loved that. It's been a really good experience, especially if you're a bit of a wrestling fan as well. It's going through the history of him. And I've enjoyed the sort of one-on-one gameplay as well with my kids and stuff, which has been awesome. But I haven't even bothered with the creator character or career mode.
You do work your way up from next, but it's just such a grind. It's just, I wanted to throw it out the window in that mode, but I loved it. I loved every other mode.
Yeah. And did your one come with the most ridiculous DLC in a wrestling game ever?
Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah.
The Terminator.
I did get the Terminizer, yep.
Yeah, isn't it stupid? I played it once and I was just like, nah, I'm not even bothering.
I loved the way there's Terminator intros, though. Yeah, it was pretty cool, but...
they just made it such a terrible thing to do to a wrestling game to put in something that isn't real, you know?
I know. How realistic are we supposed to expect it to be with the Terminator in it?
The Terminator.
Especially considering an actual angle once in a WCW match involved RoboCop.
Yeah, they do love busting out the weird stuff, don't they?
But yeah, I've enjoyed the game. I think it's not bad. It's a bit of dumb fun as well. Pretty much the same as real wrestling.
Yeah, that's right.
No. It's not going to grip you and keep you playing for hours on end, but yeah, just something fun to bloody kill 10, 20 minutes.
What's the what's the rating on that game? Is it like 16 or anything? Or
this one
is it 16?
I think this one's rated a wee bit higher because it's got quite heavily the Attitude Era stars and storylines in it. So what does
that mean?
Oh, okay. So the Attitude Era was the
best era in wrestling ever.
Pretty much. It was the mid to late 90s where Stone Cold and The Rock were all there, and it had very heavily X-rated or R-rated storylines and angles. Basically, it's where they were allowed to bleed and swear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then
hardcore matches and everything. It was great.
So they're not allowed to do that anymore. So it's now a PG show.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's the fun in that?
I know. All of women are completely covered and there's no bleeding. And
I don't want to watch a woman bleed.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Marie's not the greatest lover in the world anymore.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ah.
So what have you been playing, Matt?
Yeah, a bit of stuff we've already talked about. I've been doing a lot more of my Forza Motorsport 6 now that I've butchered my my Flash Logitech. What are they called? G920 or something?
Oh, so tell us about what you've done there.
Right, so I spent far too much money on a steering wheel and pedals.
Yeah.
That was my first mistake.
Yeah.
Second thing I did was to pull the pedals apart and take the three pedals out of the big plastic case and mount them upside down.
Yeah.
On a piece of wood.
And that's to make it feel more natural like a real car?
Yeah, bro. It's awesome with them inverted. So it's like a real car now. The pedals are the right way up.
And is it actually making a difference to your driving?
I still can't drive for shit.
Shut up. I can drive for shit. Yeah, no, it's good. I've because once you take the pedals out of the plastic, you can actually position them to suit your own size and everything as well. So I'm a large gentleman with huge fucking feet, and I needed a bit more space between the pedals. So I've managed to make a realistic, much more like a real car with the spacing I've got.
Yeah.
And put the clutch down a little bit lower than the brake pedal. It's great. I'm loving it.
Oh, nice.
And for those that have got Forza Motorsport 6, the Mobile One car pack just came out a couple of days ago as well. So
What does that get you?
that gets you the 2016 Mercedes-AMG C63S Coupe. It's a big name, isn't it?
That's a mammoth name.
You get the 1990 Chevrolet number 30 Douglas Sherrison Racing Lola, which was
Have you Lola?
an Indy car. The 2015 Koenigsegg 1-1.
Oh, yeah?
The Koenigsegg's are wonderful cars. Absolutely awesome.
I've got 3.
It's about $2.5 million US, I think, to buy one of those.
Oh, wow. And you just downloaded one.
Yeah, bro. What else have we got?
Like that, boom.
There's a couple of other great cars here. We got the 1963 Ferrari 250 Le Mans,
Yep.
and we've got the 1988 Holden Commodore Group A VL.
The way you said that sounds like I should be excited.
It's an 88 VL Commodore, bro. It's Group A, the SV. Oh. Peter Brock just rolled over in his grave with a slight erection. So that's a beautiful looking Commodore with the Walkinshaw plastic, fantastic body kit. For the goobers that play racing car games, there's also an RX-7. 1991 Mazda Motorsport RX-7.
But as we all know, real engines go up and down, not round and round, so.
Up and down or side to side.
Or side to side.
And the last one in that car pack is the 1958 Plymouth Fury. Big old tank. You can expect it to handle like a big old tank. So if you've got the car pass, that is a free download. Otherwise, you can buy that car pack if you are so inclined. It's about $15, I think.
Yeah, around
New Zealand dollars. It's around $14, $15 to buy. Something like that anyway.
That's probably $9.99 for people in the US.
I think $6.99 in the US.
$6.99. There you go. Even
Six or $6.99.
Both. Whatever you want. Whatever tickles your fancy.
Sounds fantastic. So some more racing cars. I love playing my racing car games. I've even gone back and I've been playing a bit of Forza Horizon 2 with the wheel and the pedals, and adds a whole new element to that as well. Because I went hard on that game using the controller. So it's quite weird to go back now and use the steering wheel. But if you can afford to get the steering wheel, I highly recommend doing it. The Logitech G920 is a great wheel.
The G29 for the PS4 is excellent as well.
Yeah, well, that's the equivalent of this one. So mine's for the Xbox, the G920, and the G29 is the PS4 version. So if you've got some way that you can mount those pedals, take them out of the plastic enclosure and screw them onto something. I used an old, an old floor speaker. You know, the big old wooden speakers.
Yeah.
Yep.
An old speaker that didn't go. I took the back out of it and I mounted a piece of wood on an angle with the pedals attached to it. So then I cut part of the back of the speaker out so it actually fits beautifully under my desk, goes against the wall at the back of the desk, so it's rock solid. You can stand hard on those brakes when you need to, and is comfortably out of the way as well. So I can sit at my desk and work normally whilst pretending I'm driving cars.
Perfect.
Hey,
Anyone been playing Black Ops?
No.
Oh, I played a little bit, but not really. I struggle to get really into, especially the multiplayer, unless I've got some friends with me.
Multiplayer I think is better with mates because you don't have to deal with just calling your mum a whore.
Yeah.
I mean, she may or may not be, but that's not the point. You don't want teenagers saying that to you.
That's right. Or you get that annoying guy who decides to sing all the time, or
Yeah, sorry about that. That's what happens when you play drunk. But never mind. No, I mean I do quite like Black Ops 3. I think it's a good game. The multiplayer is I really like what they've done with the multiplayer from last year's Advanced Warfare through into Black Ops 3. It just feels like there's those of us more of a casual Call of Duty player can still be semi-competitive in the multiplayer. So there's that advantage for people who just play 24/7 isn't quite as pronounced, which I really like.
Now, the reason I've got no friends that'll play it is because they are pissing and moaning that it's just last version, reskinned, reboxed, repackaged, same full price, and then we have to pay huge amounts of money for the DLC again. And they just, none of them want to part with the money for that experience because you pay good money here for a game. And the season pass for those Black Ops and Call of Duty games is just so expensive. I've lost everyone. Where have you gone?
Hello.
What are you doing to us, dude?
I have no idea what happened then, bro.
I don't even know what I was saying. I was talking some shit.
You were saying something about Call of Duty something.
Fucking cost too much money.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
And none of my friends will get the game because they're like, oh, it just means that in 2 months' time everyone will go to the DLC and I am not coughing up again for more DLC. And so, screw that. I'm just not going to play their game.
So what does it sting you if you want to buy a season pass?
Like $80 or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
It's like buying the whole game again.
So to get, basically to play Call of Duty, you're paying almost $200 to get a good game out of it.
Well, I mean, you can just to a limited extent, you can just get away with not paying for the season pass, but the issue there is you're just
everyone
stuck with
goes
single player, and then everyone moves to the new maps.
Yeah, and when everyone goes to the new maps, you're sitting there in a lobby trying to get into a game, and there's no one there to play with because won't match you up with other people who have the DLC.
Yeah, I can understand.
So it is quite frustrating. I mean, make the friggin'... The problem is they're never going to make the DLC cheaper because people pay for it, but friggin' give us a bit more value so you're not paying $200.
Or just stick to GTA 5, where you get everything for fucking free.
And that's where I wind up every weekend, is playing GTA 5, new stuff happening, new things going on, didn't have to buy it again.
Yeah.
I wish more games would just have free DLC.
See, GTA 5's now in its second year.
On the new consoles, yeah.
Yeah, and people are still playing it because of the DLCs.
Yep. It is possible to do good DLC for free and still have heaps of people want to play the game.
See, finally I got GTA 5 on the Xbox One just so I could play with Matt and the boys.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, I'll be able to start playing again. Because I stopped playing when you guys all crossed over to the Xbox One. However, in between then and now, I also played it on the PS4, so I transferred my character over to the PS4, and I've since fucking found out I can't transfer it from the PS4 to the Xbox One, which sucks balls. So I'm going to have to create a new character. However, when I've gone to create a new character, I get about 2 steps into creating my new character, and the bloody thing crashes, and I have no idea what's going on. So I've owned it for 2-3 weeks now, and I'm not even able to play online.
Yeah, it's pretty shit. I don't know what you're doing wrong, Fid.
It doesn't even seem to be a common problem. That's what pisses me off. So I'm wondering if I go and create a new gamer tag or something and create it under that.
Oh, that's extreme.
I know.
It's pretty extreme.
Yeah.
Fid
Actually, speaking
Australian.
of gamer tags, I hate the way that if you want to change your gamer tag, Xbox slug you $15.
I just looked at that the other day because I haven't used my gamer tag for well over a year. Logged in, upgraded to gold, and thought, I may as well change my gamer tag to the same one I use everywhere else. And yeah, $15 just to bloody change it. That's bullshit.
I know. It's like, fuck that. But I eventually did because I wanted to reinvent myself as a bigger legend than I already am.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Ben.
But it was probably the worst $15 I've ever spent.
Yeah.
For what you get out of it.
Yep. And a new name. Fuck off.
Yeah. Hey, in a week's time, PlayStation 5 beta is back.
PlayStation 5 beta is back.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
No, the Street
I
Fighter.
can't wait for that.
It's just dropped on
Fuck.
the show. PlayStation 5 beta.
Oh, you heard it
next
here
week.
first, folks.
I am dead set putting that in my title on the website.
Okay, Street Fighter 5 beta is back on the PlayStation. Sorry.
Street Fighter 5, are they still going ahead with that game?
Oh, definitely going ahead. Did you play it at the PlayStation event the other day?
Nah,
It's
I just
epic.
watched.
It is epic, but you can only play it between 3 and 3:30 in the morning.
Oh, I'll get on there. I'll get on there. I absolutely am chomping at the bit to play this game, eh? And apparently this is going to be the first time PC and PlayStation are going to be able to trial the cross-platform play.
Oh, that'll be good.
Ah,
Yeah, so previously PC have had their beta, PlayStation have had their failed beta, and then their successful beta. So it's the first time they're going to put the two together.
Together. How romantic.
I know. So this is just proof that two platforms can come together and play as one, as long as you're not Xbox and PlayStation.
Yeah, I still can't get over how much it costs for DLC on Black Ops.
yeah.
It stings, eh? It stings. What else is there? Any other games?
There's Rainbow Six Siege just came out today. The other day, I've got a copy. I can talk about it next show.
Oh, that'll be good.
And I've got Just Dance 2016 for fitness purposes.
You could send me a copy of Rainbow Six Siege and then we could play together.
I only have one copy,
I only need one copy.
but then how can we play together?
I don't know.
Fid's gone again. He's
Yeah.
bailed.
I noticed.
He's like, fuck this, I'm out. Well, we're just about at the end, folks, anyway, and you don't want awkward silences in your show anyway, do you?
That's right. So let's call it a day here. We've been having some technical issues. Apologies for sound quality throughout. And we'll try and piece it together as best we can. But for now, that's it.
That's it. Peace out. I'm done, dickheads.
See you.
Oh.
#me.co.nz